Good morning everybody, it's Denise here, Denise Junk Journals UK. Thank you so much for joining me. It is lovely to have you here, and it is Easter Sunday I believe, so happy Easter. I hope you've had some chocolate eggs if that's your thing. It's definitely mine. I have got one waiting for me downstairs. My lovely husband brought me in yesterday from work. So yeah, I just put these little beautiful Easter and spring bunny type pictures here to just to say happy Easter to you. You probably can't see them, but it's a scrappy Sunday still for me, and my scrap box, my working scrap box, you probably can't see that now. Yes, my working scrap box is full. As you know, I have other scrap boxes that I transfer certain things into. So the first thing I'm going to do, will probably take the first at least third I would think of this video up, is sort through this. Now if that's not your thing, whiz through. But I know some people just love to see you know, papers and things that people have in the scrap boxes. So yeah, I'm going to do that on camera, and like I say, it's all together at the front. If it's not your bag, whiz through it, or you know, there's the warning, that's what it's going to be initially. Then we're going to make some bits and pieces with it. So let's just have a sort through. Really it's to know what I've got in here, and then things that I've got a lot of, or I suddenly get an idea for, you know, I can move a lot out of it at once instead of just starting at the top and taking, you know, making things with little pieces and then thinking, oh, later on I could have used that for so and so or so and so. So you can see there's all sorts. You can kind of see as I'm working down it what projects I've been doing through the week, and you'll probably recognise some of them. But things like this, you know, little offcuts of dyed paper, I just shove them in there in the top as I'm working, and then there's a lovely aroma of coffee. They sometimes flutter to the floor, but hopefully they get used when we do this. So I've kind of got, I think that can go there, different types of paper strips I've got at the minute, small plainish scraps, and then like bigger pieces of papers. I'll put these in with bigger. You see there's all sorts of papers as well. Now when I go through them a second time, which I may or may not do with you, I mean, they're real little scraps, aren't they? You know, I'll ditch some, and some will go into just a small collage pile. Right, so just have little bits there, little odd shapes. Yeah, not necessarily all scraps, but can be used in, you know, these projects that I do with scraps. Lots of matte paper. I'm going to put that with the different paper, because shall I have one for images as well, I think. I mean, that's just a beautiful journal card, isn't it? So I'll have another pile for yeah, things that are practically made, because I think that'll make a nice journal card too. Yeah, I've got a few bits of this map. I think I said to you, I've been wrapping Etsy pieces up in it, so that's how it ended up. Lots of pieces of it. Lots of little lovely bits. Right, well, that'll make a nice journal card. Don't know about those scrappy bits. Yeah, lots of smaller pieces. So yeah, definitely a page, if not 2 pages, in my collage book, I think, is coming up. I don't even know. Oh, I was going to say I don't know why I kept that. It's obviously because of the flower fairy. I'm going to put that with the flower fairy bits and pieces, because I may do a flower fairy collage. That's Edith. That's not there. What's that? Yeah, all that's Edith scraps, which is what I think this bag is supposed to be, but then it's got all sorts of other things in it. Yes, it has all sorts of other things. So that's a piece of Tim Holtz, isn't it? Nice big piece. Right, so that is now a bag for Edith scraps, so like that can go in there. Just put it over there, and then any more Edith bits. We already have some. I don't know. Oh, look, I've got a handful now, and look at all these little tiny pieces. I've obviously been making smaller. Oh, why not? I've been cutting squares up. I'll show you. Oh, there's another cute journal card, I think. They're in the bottom of here, the squares, so when I get to them I'll show you what I've been doing with them. Yeah, not all that interesting, is it? So some of these pieces, you know, like this, you can say I have been there, I was stamping on them. Oh, they're nice. Probably those as well. Yeah, I might stamp on them again and then put them into yes, what's the word? Yes. I can put those with images even though they're not. Not stash. Stash isn't the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for? it kind of is stash, but yeah, put them into my elements, then I can't think, you know, of things to be used. Right, I might go through it and make a pile of things that need some coffee dyeing. That's a piece of that lovely Victorian garden book. Right, I think these were from when I was making those scrappy notebooks. I pulled a load of papers out and didn't quite get them made up. Oh, a piece of Edith. So I'm about a third of the way down, so you can see why I said I have to fold that. Oh, a lovely image there. Yeah, it's going to take a while. You know, I could have just tidied it off screen, but then all you get to see is a lovely tidy scrap box, which I know quite a few of you like to see. That's come off a tag of something Neil got for his birthday, so that's gone quite a long way down, hasn't it? Yeah, you like to see what's in there. I do. I mean, this is this is fun for me. You know, when it's got so much stuff in it that I can't even remember what's in it. Yeah, that's what I was using for backing, and it's just got chucked in there. Lovely pieces. Now these are the tags that were offcuts from Saturday's Flower Fairy tag video, so they can go in the tag pile. What are you? Oh, an envelope kind of made into a book page. Oh, right, we're coming across some bits of ephemera. So this has been a quick tidy when I've thrown everything in here. So what have I got here? I've got an invoice, coffee dyed invoice, just on a coffee dyed piece of strong paper. I've just clipped it together as a piece of ephemera, and then obviously I had some more pieces here. I was going to do the same. I think I'll put them in that pile for now, and a couple of coffee dyed envelopes. So same thing, sort of tidying up. And yeah, I got something on this, some material I think came on that. That was me trying my punch out. Now these are when I had my look how bright they are. Yeah, my printer going, and it had run out of ink, and I wasn't here, so it just kept going. Look, printing. I mean, it is a lilac and lavender, I think, coloured kit, but it's not that colour. Yeah, and I do have a tub for bigger pieces, but I think they might be nice coffee dyed, you know, because it will spread the colour. Put it in a coffee dye pile. It will spread the colour onto other pages, so it kind of spreads the ink out, so it's not wasted. I am going to do a video. I had a request in my messages. That's from Neil's. That's from that tag. I had a request about, you know, some tips on coffee dyeing and things. So yeah, and I did say I would show you how I do it. I'm definitely self-taught, and I definitely do just what pleases me. So it won't be a tutorial in as much as you know, this is the way to do it. It will be, this is how I do it. But I'll definitely do that. I'll try. I probably need an early morning before the sun's out. or a late evening to take the camera into the greenhouse to show you where I coffee dye. Oh look, loads of Tim Holtz here. Let's keep him separate then. So this is more, if you remember, mine scraps are scraps and spares. There's my disclaimer. So they're not all necessarily just scraps. Lovely printed vellum, not printed, it's come like that in the book. Some more strips. Yeah, I know there's more what's his name, Mr. Holtz in there, so I was just digging. Right, I need space for another pile. Let me pull my drawer out and I'll use that. Because it's a shallow drawer. There we go, I've got another pile that you can't see going on. So these are just bits of brown card that I've cut off something. Cut out. I mean, look at these little... Should go in the bin, shouldn't they? But we're going to do some collage, so I think what I'll do is yeah, I'll collage a page or two. Maybe now, maybe in another video I will film it, and then what's left I'm gonna put that in the bin because it's so thin. It hurt me though. All these edges from trimming. I mean, look, I think that must have fallen in out of the rubbish pile, because I mean, in theory those should too, but let's just see. We might end up collaging with them. I'll call that one too thin. Oops, in that pile. They're so nice, aren't they? I don't want to chuck them out. Yeah, I'll have to come up with something for them, definitely. Don't know if it's Tim Holtz, but it's definitely scrapbooking paper. I'll put it with that because it might make a nice piece of ephemera. I do need desperately need actually some more page edge, more summery ones, decoration. So yeah, that will be something. See, there's an edge that should be in the bin. So if nothing else, you get rubbish out while you're doing this as well. These are some beautiful papers that Tanya gifted me. I love them. I think she bought them by accident, and they were just too glitzy for her. She likes them, but I think the glitzy was too much. Never too much glitz for me. You know that, don't you, Tanya? What's this from? That's another piece of card of something I've bought. Now. That is a double tag made with some, you know, an over the page tag. I love that. Made with some Tim Holtz. There's another piece there, isn't there? I could make that one. Let me put it in the make pile. I can make another one of those. Small bits. Yeah, that's definitely a cut off. College type at Etsy.com and Tatty Treasure at Etsy.com. Strips. Oh. I think I must have got something in that as well. I don't know what, but we'll use it. This image of this lady has just been kicking around for so long. I really must use it. A doormat. So that's off my doormat, but it's such lovely, lovely card. And look at the 2 holes printed in the top. I'm keeping it. I'll tear that bit off there. See, you can leave me now. I won't even know. I know you must be bored, but I am going to get to the bottom of this book. Now that's the front page from a book, and for some reason it had that cut out of it. First stage in can't say it, let me read it. Magnetism and electricity. It's a shame that's cut off, because it would be a nice, let's separate it then. And that's a lovely piece of ephemera on its own. And we'll just use that as scrap. Vintage scrap, but scrap. Ooh. So there, you see that they're washi. So those real thin pieces, I don't throw away, because I can use them like that as washi. Now this is a piece that I don't much care for. That would make one of those folded over and I could cover it. Tags. A giveaway from Tanya and Nanine. I think these were those, yeah. These were those labels that I printed on this Amazon coloured paper. Actually, I probably should keep them and use the back of the paper, shouldn't I? I mean, it's expensive-ish paper. Yeah, that's probably why they're in there. You know, like that. By the time I've taken the white off, it's like a washi strip. So, more vellum. I've got a hammache. I've got a shoulder ache in my left. I'm going to start digging in with my right hand. It's the repetitiveness. And I did know there was a lot in here. I didn't know there was quite as much as this. I'm so pleased I've done it. Oh, that's bright. You know, I know he should be in the bin, but a frame. Yeah, I definitely think some collaging is on the cards. Edith, more vellum. Oh, I bet you're coming up with loads of ideas. I'd do this and I'd do that with that and I'd do that. Stick them in the comments if you come up with some ideas of what you would do. I'd love to know with all this paper. Or, you know, would you find it overwhelming if it was yours? Would you bin all these smaller pieces and just keep the bigger ones? Yeah, I'd love to know. I'm interested in that. A giveaway from Collage Type and Daddy Treasure. Keep the back of it though. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so some of these piles will need further organising, won't they? That feels like card. Oh yeah. Yep. I mean, look. It's beautiful. Oh, we say low power. I hope you've been filming. Isn't that beautiful? You're a long way away as well, aren't you? Man, I think you need to be to see everything. Right. It's a good job I'm doing it in 2 halves, isn't it? Collage Type and Daddy Treasure. A bit more Edith. Right, I'll try and get a move on because, you know, still got a bit to do yet. That is Tim, and so is that. More Daddy Treasure and Collage Type. Oh, that's that lovely cathedral book page. I just love paper. I mean, that's all there is to it. This fills me with pleasure. So that's quite a thick card. I'm going to put it in there for now because that is a very thick card. Let's put that in there. That will do for the lap books that I'm making actually. Following Tanya's, I knew I had some more of that. There's the front of it, look. Following Tanya's simple basic make for lap books. Right, some of those have made some of those nice overpage tags. Again, some really thick card ones. I need to keep that separate because I never know where it is when I want some. I need to create a folder for it. Is that Edith? I don't think it is. Wallpaper. I don't like the colour of that. I am binning it. It's just not me. Oh, there's quite a bit of Edith in here. Vellum. Right, let's make a little pile of Edith. Don't know what you're doing there. Oops, get in the strips. I'll let that go. Oh, looks like an Edith pocket. Let's put that in there to finish. Okay, those need to go in the Edith bit. I think we're nearly there. We're definitely down to bits that I haven't seen for a long time. So this is some paper. I will use it one fine day. It came in Neil's shoes last summer or the summer before, and it was real fine tissue paper, and I just glued it together. I was at the caravan and I hadn't taken any of my stuff with me, so I was just creating. And this, I think I'm going to use some of this. I'm trying to think who it came from. I'm not going to say because I don't want to get it wrong. I think I know, but I'm not going to say. Yeah, I'm going to use some of this on the inside covers, I think, of my next fairy journal, I think. Yeah, and that piece goes with it, doesn't it? That's why that's there. That's some more of that paper. Okay, let me move over. Oh, these are the squares. How did they get right down there? Right, so these are all 3x3 inch squares, and I was following something Tina did on what's Tina's channel called? Come on, tell me. Oh, Shabby Dabby Doodah. Yeah, I think it was only last week she did it, because it was only last week or beginning of this week that I watched her and did it, and I was thinking about, she was just doing like, what did you call it, paper quilt? I think it was hashtag paper quilt, I think she did it under. And collaging just with squares, 3-inch squares. And I initially thought, oh, that would be a good idea for book page. I've got so many book pages that are, you know, not suitable for fussy cutting, too good for gluing on. You know, I'd like to make something with them, you know, like that image of the trees and things. And I thought that would be a great idea to use some of my pages up. So I cut some up and had to go, this is what it turned out like. Now I haven't watched the second video if she's done one. She wasn't sure if she was going to make a cover or something like that out of it. I've done two actually, because I did one with some scrapbooking paper as well. And yeah, I'm still thinking about it, so I don't know. I might coffee dye them lightly. I might put a napkin over that one and make it into a cover. I am going to, she suggested you could sew around them and make it look like patchwork. I'm going to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is Mod Podge them, or what Mod Podge is the name, what is it? Seal them anyway first, and then I'm going to stitch on them, I think, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with them. However, all that just to tell you why I've got all these squares, and that is a good idea, a good thing that I might do with some of the pieces, especially the ones that are kicking around that I keep not using. So I'll leave those in the bottom of there. Piece of lace, and we've got a place for that. That's embellishments, it shouldn't really be in there. Look at these, you can see why, well, if you know me, you can see why I didn't throw these away. They're just from my coffee dye and splatting scrap cuttings. Yep. A piece of vellum. I hope you had a good enough view. I don't know about the camera angle, but yeah, they obviously were for the bin because they're right in the bottom corner. Some more of that. Okay. And a piece of that with babies on, which, yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but I like the back of it. It's a graphic 45 that I got. I think my sister, I might be wrong. I think my sister might have given me it, got it in a grab bag or something. Right, and I've also got a little ring reinforcer there. So the big pieces I will put back in for now, and let's put all the Edith in here. I think what I'll do now, I'll turn the camera off, I'll get organised, and then I'll come back. You won't even know I've gone, will you? Oh, my shoulder. Yeah, and we'll do something with all this scrap. Okay, so I've tidied it out a little bit further as the phone was charging a little bit more. I've still not got loads of charge, so it's hoping I can do this in one more take. So I have got, of all the strips, I pulled out ones that would make good page edge decorations. So that's going to be a video, or you know, and an hour perhaps in itself. I separated out lots of things and clipped them together. So I've clipped my book back together with that beautiful paper in it from Tanya. I'm going to leave this on my desk so I use it. I clipped together all the hard bits of card that I had. You know, they're a bit too thick, even though, I mean, they might be all right when they're covered, but they're quite thick. But this, you know, that's a lovely spine. I don't know, I'm going to keep it yet. It might go back in the scrap box, but I know it's there now. And it's all together, isn't it? So yeah, card, so that's file folder, pink file folder, and you know, different craft card pieces. Those 4 triangular pieces of craft card, which just want covering with some paper out of the scrap box, and then they can go into ephemera, but it's just a matter of covering them, so we don't need to do that today. All those pieces of we called it faux coffee paper. Well, Tanya did, I think. It's not, but it's, you know, it's paper bought from Amazon, you know, with that kind of brown paper background. These pink offcuts, which are going to make a lovely little, it's beautiful paper, I love this, a lovely little booklet, won't they? But not today. All my pieces of vellum I've put together, some lovely coffee dyed coloured piece, and I do have a little box above my head for all my pieces of vellum and tissue, so that's going in there. 3 strips of wallpaper, and I've had an idea for these as well. I'm thinking they would make some nice hidden paper clips, and that will move those on. So these are like old projects, I guess. Just my small pieces of Tim ephemera, which will make ephemera if I don't do anything else with them, but they're just clipped together. And then all the pieces of map I just stapled together, just to, you know, keep them in one. So as they go back in the box now, which still has a few bits in it, but nothing too drastic. Oops. Yeah, it's got that Edith folder in it. I don't know if you can see. Everything else I showed you, I think, bigger pieces of scrap paper. Yeah, a few more bits and pieces that could be maybe gone through, but yeah, that's nice and neat, isn't it? Can you see it? And then we're left with this. I brought myself a cup of tea up. Look, so I dug my cup out from the back of the cupboard that I have my is it closed? Yeah, I used to travel to the caravan with a cold drink in it in the summer. And I've got a hot cup of tea, and so I'm trying it with a hot cup of tea, and it took 2 mugs, so it's a big drink. So that might keep me going a little while. Next, so these small pieces of sort of card, or not what I would use on my collaging. So I'm going to either cut circles or tabs out of those. In fact, I might as well. Shall we do it now, and then they can be gone, can't they? They're all quite thick. I think we'll just cut circles out of them all. So this is Tim Holt's scrap paper. I suppose it would have made a little tag, but it would have backed, I suppose. Right, I might have got more out of that than I did, but yeah, they're lovely discs for policy closures. And then probably 3. I meant 3. I said 2. But my mouth said 2. My brain was thinking 3. And then, yeah, it's exciting stuff here today. Sorry, but it's exciting to me to, oh, aren't those nice, green and pink, to have all these bits moved on. Right, let's see if we can get a hummingbird right in the middle. We can. Beautiful. And these are white on. Oh, that flower's nice as well. Look. Yeah, sometimes it's not about the most you can get out of the paper. We've just got the birdie in there. Sometimes it's about the pattern. Oh, and we might just get him in there. Yeah, we did quite well there. So some lovely circles. So I'll just do the same with this one, I think. I didn't mention, but those brown, I should have spread that out. I've got it. Those brown craft card. Oh, that was good news. Got those close together. Long tall strips will also become. Some will become. I've got a box for these hinges and things like that. So if they're all clipped together and I know where they are, is always a good start. Okay, so I got rid of that little bit. Okay, so that then left me with, I'm just going to put this in a bag for now so I don't lose it, all the smaller pieces that are going to be a lovely collage. A couple of pages, I think. Oh, I've got a spare bag here, but whether they'll go in it, I don't know. I am going to do them today, so they're not going in it for long. And then the long, thin strips that I thought were too thin for page edge decorations, so they can either be washi or collaged. Okay, so that one's going to be moved along, not going back in the box. And then this little pile of ephemera sort of pieces. I've just brought a piece of my lace out of the greenhouse. Oh my goodness, it's not very warm down there, let me tell you. So that's where I do my dyeing. So I coloured this look by putting it on a misprint digital, but it was really strongly coloured. So I laid this on the top of it and then coffee dyed over the top of that in places, and it's sort of coffee dyed. It's taken the colour. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's taken the colour, and then I've got some of this pattern on the paper as well. So I just enjoy myself having fun down there. I just brought it along because I thought I might use it for some tab tops. and this just floated down as well, so that's one of my fabric tabs. We'll see, because we've got this pile and we've got some easy makes in it. Yeah, so these I thought were all tags. So these were the small, if you remember, pieces of Tim Holtz, and these were the two tag pieces from that way up and that way up. What was left of yesterday's masterboard? Not masterboard. Master strip, was it? The collage strip, I suppose, the wallpaper strip. And I set those two pieces left that would just make random size tags. So I'm just making them tag shaped. The paper is beautiful on the back, so it doesn't need backing for journaling on or anything like that. So that, you know, they're just done and ready to go. You don't even, if you don't want to, when you do them as pretty as this. Sounds like I'm bragging, doesn't it? I didn't make the papers, I only put them together. But when they're as pretty as this, you don't need to do anything with them. You don't, even if you don't want to, have a focal point on. You know, it's just a tag as it is. Of course, it's always fun to add more and more and more if you're a junk journaler like me. I don't feel this one needs anything, especially because it's got that beautiful, maybe a label down here or something, but I'm not going to put anything on any of them at the moment. I did just wonder about a lump of this. Would it be too much? Let's, you know, truth be known, I'm just trying to use some of it. And you can see it's an old top, or I think it's part of a dress. I think it was a dress that I got at Car Boot for about 50p, a big lace dress. It's lovely, isn't it? And yeah, just it had like an over lace dress on it, so I just bought it and ripped it up and coffee dyed it. So I don't have to put it all the way over. Just bear with me while no, don't like it like that. So maybe I've done it a bit long, I don't know. Let's see. Don't really want to lose any of it. I'm thinking about just stapling it on. I might have to lose a little bit. Just trying to concertina it up a little bit so that I can, you know, staple it in. If it was glue, I'd be able to just, I mean, I could glue it on, but I really want to staple it with one of these lovely copper coloured staples that I've now got in my stapler. Let's see, I need 3 hands. Right, I don't know how central I am, but let's go for it. Yeah, it's pretty. I might rip it a little bit. Will you? I might cut it a little bit here and there just for it to spread out. Come on, cut. Yeah, it's like modern lace. It's not vintage particularly. It's tough. It's made of tough stuff. Let's just squeeze the back there. So yeah, I'm going to leave those staples showing because I'm loving the colour of them at the minute because they're new to me. You know, eventually I'll probably cover them up again, but for now I'm going to just celebrate them, and I'm just enjoying playing with the lace. I'm wishing I'd put a little scrap of paper or something on there, so let's do it with this one. A little scrap of anything, this green will do, yeah. Not quite that shape. It's a lovely vintagey wallpapery kind of, might even be a William Morris print, I don't know. It's one of Nanine's, of course. Oops. One of Nanine's creations. I've just looked down at that other one. I really like it without anything on. Don't know how long I'll be able to leave it like that, but can you see it? Is it in view? Don't know why, but that just felt the wrong way up. I'll ink that before I put the lace on it. Yeah, it's lovely. This wallpaper border is beautiful. It was beautiful paper anyway. Like I say, I found a strip that I've got left. I'm just wondering if I'm going to hoard it now. I really ought to make myself use it. See all the different colours I've got out of that piece of lace. I'm just going to put that on real scruffy, like that. Oops, it spread out a bit, but that might not have been a bad thing. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you could put gems or anything on there. Like I say, I'm just at the moment loving those gold clips and the simplicity of the make, because the rest of it is very full on, isn't it? Loving those. Love them. Okay, we've got something made. Hooray! Let's put the lid on here a minute. Just a minute, because I think we might be gluing something on again in a tick or two. Right, so these three, yeah, I was just thinking of making them teeny tiny tags. I mean, that's nice for writing on. Yeah, you know when you have like the slap pockets, or when you do like a multi pocket, and there's usually some small ones that just want little teeny tiny. They're wide though, aren't they? I think they might need these might be a hole punch ones. I'm just not fancying because they're so small, a reinforcer of any kind. I think I'm just going to use a really small one. What's it called then? It's a small hole. I'm not putting an eyelet or anything in it. I think not far off the middle. I maybe should have measured, but where's the fun in that? Now, of course, I could have done the same and put a bit of that lace on them, but I don't want to make everything look the same. When they're going into stash, you never know if they're going in the same journal, do you? Yep, so, oops. Just nice and simple with a bit of string through them. And I think the same with this one. It needs the top straightening a bit. Or if you do like a loaded pocket, these are always nice to put in those type things. I didn't ink that other one, did I? But I feel like this one needs, oh, I do beg your pardon. That's my cup of tea. See, maybe drinking out of that cup makes me swallow wind. I'm hoping you didn't hear it, but I did a little belch. If you did, please excuse me. Okay, lovely. So yeah, in stash. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Right, I'm thinking those doubled over ones, these, and that one's already done, isn't it? Perhaps the next thing to go. Now this is going to need something on the inside, and it isn't a what's the word when the pattern, it isn't a non-directional pattern, it is a directional pattern. Where's my bone folder gone? Yeah, so because of that I would probably want to, although I don't know, it depends how you opened it. What was I going to say? I'd probably want to cover the inside, and I think when I come to use it I probably will, but once again, till we know what journal it's going in, that might not be a thing to do initially. Oh, are you straight? Not very. Never mind, we're going with you. Those little bits, and then so simple, so simple and so effective. So yeah, a label on the front, or a topper or a cluster or anything. Just love the size of them there. Isn't it funny how you come back to things and forget how much you loved them? I'm thinking the inside of that is perfect for writing on, isn't it? And I know it's really big, but I quite like the size of it. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, who said I can't have a great big over the page? I think I might need a little bit of a trim, excuse me. Leaning. I think that's the page where it was probably the bit where it was attached to the top of the book, glued. Love that. I know, I can't stop myself saying I love things. I just do love. I love paper. I love making things with it, so yeah. I'm just being honest, I love everything. Most things, no, I don't love everything, but it's very rarely. But some things just really, really speak to me, and this is one of them. Oh, the size of it, the beautiful papers, lovely. So I've got 3 of those in master. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look how the stash is built just with that little bit of tidying up. Right, and this, I don't even know that this needs anything doing to it really. It was just in the wrong place, wasn't it? It's just a pocket waiting to go down. Let's not make life any more difficult. Right, so these are the more involved things, I think. Right, where was that? Move those over. Oh, there's a piece that's already done. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that as a pocket filler. But this, I've got this lovely book page, just naturally distressed. I even love that someone's written £2 in pencil and looks like somebody's initial on it there. And this, and I wondered about putting the two together now. The only thing is, that means I'm going to lose, I was thinking of gluing it in, I'm going to lose one side of it, aren't I? And if I back it, I'm going to lose one side of it. So it's there's room there for somebody to actually write on. I might just fold it over and, yeah, I think I will just leave that as a pocket filler because it's just so beautiful to me. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I thought that was not glued down for some reason, but it needs to be. Down this edge. Close it up. So this has obviously been through my coffee dyeing and ink ink blobbing spreading process. Where's that lady? Shall we put her on here? I'm so out of ideas of things to do with her, and she has literally been floating around here. I very nearly once threw her out. That was a rubbish cut, Denise. So let's put her on there, and then we know she's going to live. Right, your bonnet's going to have a bit of a trim now because I cut it. Poorly, very poorly. Right, now I think it might look better for some ink as well. So let's do that, you know, distressing it in a fair way. I don't even know where I got it from now. Yeah, and there's still lots of that beautiful paper on show, isn't there? Let's get the old, oh, I call it Flourish, but I saw it on eBay the other day, and it's not called Flourish. I'm calling it by the wrong thing entirely. Right, now there's quite a bit on here because I used it when I re-inked my pad. Oh yeah, it's got some big blobs on it, look. Ooh. I used it to yeah, get rid of some of the excess off the top of the ink pad. Oh, that's lovely. Shove a bit on here as well then. Oh, that was a bit of a thick piece. Yes, it's got quite thick on it. Oh, I'm not going to say my feelings towards it. I'll let you guess. Okay, where is she? Right, where do we want her? I don't know. Down there. I want something behind her. And I'm thinking book page, but what? Bear with me, I'm just grabbing my book page wallet out. This is my book page wallet if you don't know it. Yeah, it's just full of book pages for me to, oh, what's this? This looks like a nice aged piece. Oh, I really must use some out of that soon. It's so, I even like the paper around it. Right, let me just glue on it. Are you testing your equipment to see if the sound's gone off? No, my glue's making a noise, wasn't it? Yep, just lost in my own little happy world. Now, do I want to rip or do I want to tear ruler it? I'm going to start wide and then cut it down because I might wish I'd left more on. I don't want too much of that at the bottom, but a fair bit at the side. Oh, that was a gravelly voice. Right, I think I'm pleased I left a bit on because I think I'd like it more hand torn here. Oh, we're going a bit close in. Yeah, that's better. Right, just because I don't want to add to my scraps today, I'm going to put that in the bin. And yeah, I think on the same here. Would you not? Oh, that's very messy, Denise. Just a tiny corner up there. Okay, let's ink again. What do we think? That's better. I want that corner off a bit, that's it. Far too square. Yeah, I'm thinking a word might be nice on it as well. So this is a page to go in a journal. That's what I'm creating. Now it could just be a piece of happy mail, it could just be a piece of ephemera that you pop in with something, but I will very probably put this in. I've got a few journal pages collected together, you know, random journal pages of things that I've created. So yeah, we'll wait until I get a few more and then we'll create a lovely journal with them. So let me just move my phone off there, because I have it resting in this drawer and I'm feeling like I like that because it's a piece of newspaper or a piece of book page like this. Could even have the title off there, look, The Passing Bells. Using the same. It's quite nice on there, isn't it? What fun. This is the perfect Sunday for me. Except for Neil's not here, bless him. But he'll be home soon enough. He went to the seaside yesterday for the day with some of the young men that he works with, looks after. That's why they went to the rock factory. That's why he came back with an Easter egg for me. And some foamy bananas. I probably shouldn't tell you, should I? My favourite sweet is. I absolutely love foamy bananas. And I love chocolate. Not many people. I know there are some, but not many people don't love chocolate. But yeah. So, it's me desperately trying to eat better, but... Well, I'm not desperately trying. My mind is trying. Yeah, my mouth is not. I'm so addicted to sweet sugar. It's just not good for me. I don't know why I put that in there. I just didn't. I wanted to use it. I still feel like I want something up there. It can't be a word now, though, can it? Because we've overdone the words a bit much. And it kind of needs to be. I was just looking at those stickers. It kind of needs to be. What's the word? Vintagey. Butterfly, I'm not... Oh, stamps. No, we've got some vintagey stamps, haven't we? Have you just spotted that? Or have you been sat looking at it, shouting at me? What's that? I can't even see what it is, can you? The postmark is obscuring it. It is an envelope actually, isn't it? So it might be nice with a stamp. Yeah. I mean, it's 8.5D. It's not as old as that image, but yeah, I'll have to get that piece of paper out that Diane printed off for me, telling me what it means. Remember the language of stamps. So certain angles. means certain things. Of course it's going on at an angle. I just want something on there really. Do we want it as a pouch? I'm thinking I could put a short piece on there, and then it could be, I need to go back in there, you know, a real big pouch, and we can still see this, couldn't we? I don't know. Let's just have a look what we had in the card pieces. Oh, now you know who we have got. You're not big enough, are you? Good job, probably. That was them. No, they were really thick, weren't they? Is that grungy enough? It's not big enough. Hang on, there's more. Oh, there's that lovely cathedral there. It's not really strong enough though, is it? No, it's not. It's not doing it for me. Let's have a look at that. Oh, perfect. Now, that's what I meant by, so you can still see it's an envelope and it's still kind of attached. The thing is, do I want to do it as if it's just stuck on there? That can go in that little packet's be fallen out. No, I think I'll put it on as a whole piece. So what I'll do is glue this. So I'll glue the centre with glue stick, and then I'll go around the edges just to make sure it's stuck where it counts. Oops, we weren't that far up, were we? Oh, I should have done it on there. Never mind, done now. I should have put it on the actual paper. Oh, too far again. Yeah, I should have put it on the paper. Never mind. Let's get a cloth in action. That glitter so it won't leave that horrible shiny mess that Fabri-Tac would have done. There we go. That feels very light. I need to fill it. We need a refill. Oh, how am I doing for time? Gosh. Oh my goodness, where did the time go? I didn't get anything done really, did I? Much? Well, I did. I got it sorted. You attached there? Not quite. Right, I don't need to. My brain's going a million miles an hour of things I can do with that, but I don't need to, do I? Because it's going in. It's going in a book, and then things can be done to it. Oh right, so I've still got all these to play with and then do that collage. So I think what I'll do is I'll upload this video, and then I'll use all that and do a second video and bank it. Yay. So thank you so much for spending some of your Sunday, if you've watched me on Sunday, with me. I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting away to you and getting through my stash scraps. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Now tomorrow is a bank holiday again. Well, it definitely is in the UK. I think it might be in lots of other countries. So yeah, I hope you've got more fun to come. Take care for now. See you soon. Bye bye.